I'm back, everybody. I have got the binding sewed onto the front of the quilt. You can see that, right? Next step is I need to iron and press everything this way, okay? And once I do that, I'm going to flip the quilt over and do the almost the same thing. And then we'll take it back to the sewing machine and I'll show you what we're going to do next. So I've got my son, Sean, filming, or video. It's not film, it's video. And I'm hoping that we can get excited and kind of make a go at this YouTube thing. Not really, not sure what direction we're going to take it, but my thoughts are to do videos similar to this, like tutorial videos, or just kind of walk you through my projects. And then we'll talk a little bit about maybe some mental health issues. Maybe just share with you my struggle with major depressive disorder and treatment-resistant depression. And I can share my experience with that. Still not quite right from the depressive episode that I had a couple months ago, but new medication, and I've got a team of 3 doctors that I work with. I work with of course, my primary doctor, and I work with a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Her job is to kind of assess how well my medication is working. And then I also have a counselor, therapist. I don't know what the term is, but I go and see them every week, about an hour session. And, we're kind of talking about behaviors and coping strategies for these depressive episodes that I have, and also kind of assessing, do I still have the symptoms or the side effects of depression. For example, you kind of just heard me not have the right word to say. It affects your communication quite a bit. You'll talk slower. You won't find the words that you need to use during your conversation. You'll forget what you're talking about in the same sentence. That's frustrating for me because, I'm used to being pretty quick-witted and being very knowledgeable and like the go-to person for work, for people need to know certain things. That's me. That's part of who I am. But with depression, you can't talk, basically. I have been in bed, like, if you guys remember when I sent you the message, sorry it's been taking me so long, I've had it, I'm going through this depression thing. I was in bed. I couldn't get out of bed. And they call that bed rotting. And along with that, I kind of accumulated what you call a depression bed, where you are in bed all the time and your bed becomes a mess. Like, you have this little spot on your bed where you sleep, and then the rest of your crap is all over the bed too. it's like your friends that you don't want to get rid of. So my depression bed is full of fabric on one side of my bed, and mail, and clean clothes. They're just kind of piling up that I won't take care of because, not because I'm lazy. It's more of the feelings that come with depression, like helplessness and dread. When a person has depression, showering every day is a chore. Brushing your teeth, regular hygiene is something that is ignored. Not all people with depression go through that, but I can tell you without embarrassment that that's something that I went through. I would go a week and not take a shower and not brush my teeth. And a couple weeks ago I would say it and I'd be embarrassed, but for the purpose of education and kind of letting everybody know what kind of things to look for in your friends and loved ones, that's a big deal. Not caring about your appearance and not being able to talk in full sentences, tiredness all the time, like hyper sleeping. It's either going to be hyper sleeping or not sleeping enough. In my case, hyper sleeping, where I'll sleep 16 hours a day because I just can't get out of bed. But let me draw your attention over to the quilt again. Thanks for listening to that. So I've ironed all the way around, if you can see that, okay? Flip the quilt over, and I'm going to pull that flap to the back, just like this. Okay, I'm going to give it all a press and get it creased. And then I'll put the clips on. Okay, I'll kind of show you right now what we'll do. So we'll do this all the way around, all right? And then we'll go back to the sewing machine and we're going to do this process called stitch in the ditch, okay? What stitch in the ditch is that you're going to align your sewing machine needle right here where the blue fabric ends and the white fabric begins. Right in there where I had sewn on the binding strip before. And if you sew in that ditch, it's going to come through and catch the edge of the back. Okay, so that's the purpose of that. All right, and then we're going to miter some corners. Okay, there was a special way, and I don't think I videoed that part, but we got to make a mitered corner. Sometimes they can be tricky, but I've been practicing on this mitered corner thing. It's supposed to look like this. And so I'll sew that, and you see how it looks very nice on the front too. Yeah, I thought that looked funny, but it was actually the way the fabric is printed. So you got some really nice mitered corners right there. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish pressing and taking the quilt to the machine, and guess what? We're going to be done. How's that? Awesome. You guys, thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it.